Hello everyone. So in this video we will discuss about the internship program of a 1 year that is included in the undergraduate degree program of Bachelor of Veterinary Science and the Animal Husbandry. So without any further ado, let's get started. So first of all, let's have a brief introduction about this undergraduate degree program, that is Bachelor of Veterinary Science and the Animal Husbandry. So the course duration for this undergraduate program is 5.5 years, which will also include 1 year of the compulsory internship according to the MSVE 2016. This particular undergraduate program will include the 4 professional year, the first year which will of 1 year, the second year which will also of 1 year, the third year which will also of 1 year, and the fourth year which will consist of 1.5 year. All these 4 years will make up to the 4.5 years term plus 1 year of the compulsory internship. It will make up to 5.5 years of this undergraduate program. So moving on, let's discuss about the term internship. What does it stands for? So simply, internship is a period of the time during which a student, newly qualified professional or a recent graduate gets a practical experience in a job. सिंपली बैचलर ऑफ वेटनरी साइंस एंड एनिमल हस्बेंड्री के 4.5 इयर्स के टर्म में आपने जो भी नॉलेज गेन करी, उस नॉलेज को आप रिफाइन कैसे करोगे, उस नॉलेज का प्रैक्टिकल एप्लीकेशंस आप कहां पे सीखोगे ड्यूरिंग द टर्म ऑफ दिस 1 year ऑफ द इंटर्नशिप. दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द इंटर्नशिप इन द नटशेल. Moving on, we will discuss about the internship program according to the minimum standard of the veterinary education 2016, that what are the stuffs that should be included in the internship program and many other things as well. So first of all, every student of the Bachelor of Veterinary Science and the Animal Husbandry degree course shall be required after passing the 4th professional examination to undergo compulsory rotating internship to the satisfaction of the university for a minimum period of the 12 calendar months, so as to be eligible for the award of the degree of the Bachelor of Veterinary Science and Animal Husbandry and full registration with the council. सिंपली जो भी स्टूडेंट्स बैचलर ऑफ वेटनरी साइंस एंड एनिमल हस्बेंड्री अंडर ग्रेजुएट डिग्री कोर्स के 4th प्रोफेशनल एग्जामिनेशंस को पास करते हैं, उसके बाद उन सभी को इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम में एनरोल कराना होता है. दिस इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम विल बी ऑफ 12 कैलेंडर मंथ्स, एंड इफ समबडी इज अनेबल टू फुलफिल all the requirements of this internship programs in the satisfactory mode, then he or she is not eligible to get awarded with the degree as well as the full registration with the council. Moving on, the compulsory rotating internship shall include a full-time training in the veterinary and the animal husbandry services, including the emergencies and night duties, Sundays and the holidays, and the intern shall devote whole time to the training and shall not be allowed to accept a whole time or part time appointment, paid or otherwise. Simply, जो भी candidates internship program में enrolled होते हैं, they have to devote their full time for the veterinary and the animal husbandry services, including emergencies, night duties, Sundays and holidays. And जो भी interns होंगे, they are not allowed to join any of the jobs or appointment which might be paid whole time or the part time. After that, the internship shall be undertaken only after the completion of the all credit requirements of the veterinary curriculum, including the Remount Veterinary Squadron or National Cadet Corps or Equestrian or National Social Service or Sports and Games as applicable under these regulations. सिंपली जो भी स्टूडेंट्स इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम में एनरोल कराना चाहते हैं, उन सभी को यह बात ध्यान में रखनी होगी दैट दे हैव सक्सेसफुली कंप्लीटेड ऑल द क्रेडिट रिक्वायरमेंट्स ऑफ द वेटनरी करिकुलम टिल 4th प्रोफेशनल ईयर, इंक्लूडिंग द रिमाउंट वेटनरी स्क्वाड्रन, एनसीसी, एनएसएस, इक्विस्टेरियन, स्पोर्ट्स एंड गेम्स. अगर कोई भी स्टूडेंट्स इन क्रेडिट रिक्वायरमेंट्स को फुलफिल नहीं कर पाता है, देन ही और शी इज नॉट एलिजिबल टू एनरोल फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम. Moving on, the universities shall issue a provisional course completion certificate of having passed all the professional examinations and having successfully completed the prescribed coursework. Simply, जो भी students internship program में अपने आप को enroll कराना चाहते हैं, they will require a provisional course completion certificate that shall be issued by the university itself if he or she has successfully completed all the credit requirements of the veterinary curriculum, including all the prescribed coursework. अगर कोई भी student सभी क्रेडिट रिक्वायरमेंट्स को फुलफिल नहीं कर पाता है, देन ही और शी विल नॉट बी एलिजिबल टू गेट enrolled फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम. Moving on, the state or the union territory veterinary council shall grant provisional registration to the candidate on production of the provisional Bachelor of Veterinary Science and Animal Husbandry course completion certificate, and the provisional registration shall be valid for a minimum period of the 12 months and a maximum of 16 months. सिंपली जो भी कैंडिडेट्स वेटनरी करिकुलम के सभी क्रेडिट आवर्स को फुलफिल कर देते हैं, दे विल गेट द प्रोविजनल कोर्स कंप्लीशन सर्टिफिकेट फ्रॉम द यूनिवर्सिटी एंड देन दे आर एलिजिबल टू गेट रजिस्टर्ड विद द स्टेट और द यूनियन टेरिटरी वेटनरी काउंसिल ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट. ठीक है, अब ये जो रजिस्ट्रेशन होगा विद द काउंसिल, इट विल बी वैलिड फॉर मिनिमम 12 मंथ्स एंड मैक्सिमम 16 मंथ्स. इसका मतलब आप जो भी कैंडिडेट्स इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम में अपने आप को इनरोल कराते हैं, उनको या तो अपनी इंटर्नशिप 12 महीने में कंप्लीट करनी है और मैक्सिमम दे आर अलाउड विद द टाइम ऑफ 16 मंथ्स. ठीक है. Moving on, after the provisional registration with the state or the union territory veterinary council, the candidate shall register for the internship of the 12 calendar months. सिंपली इन द नटशेल सबसे पहले स्टूडेंट्स को क्या करना है, सारे कोर्स क्रेडिट रिक्वायरमेंट्स को फुलफिल करना है. आफ्टर दैट दे हैव टू गेट द प्रोविजनल कोर्स कंप्लीशन सर्टिफिकेट फ्रॉम द यूनिवर्सिटी. आफ्टर दैट दे हैव टू रजिस्टर विद द स्टेट और द वेटनरी काउंसिल एंड दिस रजिस्ट्रेशन विल बी वैलिड फॉर मिनिमम 12 मंथ्स और मैक्सिमम 16 मंथ. ठीक है. अब जब किसी भी स्टूडेंट का ये रजिस्ट्रेशन कंफर्म हो जाएगा, देन दे हैव टू रजिस्टर फॉर द इंटर्नशिप ऑफ द 12 कैलेंडर मंथ्स. ठीक है. Moving on, the intern shall be actively involved in the rendering veterinary service under the supervision of an experienced teacher. The intern shall assist the teacher or in charge in all the activities of the units they are posted in. During the period of the internship, the intern shall be provided accommodation or lodging and paid consolidated remuneration in the form of the internship allowance as may be decided by the university or the institution from time to time. सिंपली जो भी इंटर्न्स इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम के लिए एनरोल्ड हैं, दे हैव टू डिवोट ऑल देयर टाइम टू द वेटनरी सर्विस अंडर द सुपरविजन ऑफ एन एक्सपीरियंस्ड प्रोफेसर और द टीचर, एज वेल एज दे ऑल्सो हैव टू डिवोट देयर टाइम इन एनहांसिंग देयर नॉलेज एंड द स्किल. आफ्टर दैट जो भी इंटर्न्स इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम के लिए इनरोल्ड हैं इन डिफरेंट यूनिवर्सिटीज और द इंस्टीट्यूशन, दे विल बी प्रोवाइडेड विद द प्रॉपर अकोमोडेशन, लॉजिंग एंड द इंटर्नशिप अलाउंसेज. Moving on, the intern shall be entitled for the 15 days casual leave and the leave cannot be claimed as a matter of the right until and unless the sanctioning authority sanctions it, and an intern willfully absents from the training program even if for a part of a day or during the off hours duty including Sundays and holidays, he or she may be treated absent for that day and the candidate shall be required to undergo training for the additional days in the lieu of the absent period and the internship allowance shall not be paid for these additional days. Simply, जो भी interns internship program के लिए enrolled हैं, they will get only 15 days of the casual leave. And this leave can be claimed only if it gets sanctioned by the sanctioning authority. ठीक है. साथ ही साथ जो भी interns willfully absent होते हैं from the training program, even if it is a part of a day or during the off hours duty, he or she may be treated as absent for the whole day. And in response to those absence period, the candidate or the student have to give additional training days, as well as he or she will not get any kind of internship allowance for those additional periods. Moving on, the internship program shall be monitored by a committee constituted by the dean, and the committee shall comprises of dean or representative or nominee of the vice chancellor in charge of veterinary clinical complex, in charge of the livestock farm complex, and associate professor of internship as members, and this committee shall monitor effective implementation of the internship training program from time to time and shall be required to inspect the internship program at different intervals of the time randomly. Moving on, जो भी interns internship program में enrolled हैं, साथ ही साथ इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम के स्मूथ कंडक्ट को इंश्योर कराने के लिए एक कमेटी कॉन्स्टिट्यूट करी जाती है बाय द डीन, एंड दिस कमेटी विल इंक्लूड मेंबर्स लाइक डीन और रिप्रेजेंटेटिव और द नॉमिनी ऑफ द वाइस चांसलर इन चार्ज ऑफ द वेटनरी क्लिनिकल कॉम्प्लेक्स, इन चार्ज ऑफ द लाइवस्टॉक फार्म कॉम्प्लेक्स, एंड एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर्स एज वेल. After that, in the case of the unsatisfactory work or the performance or the shortage of the attendance or both, the period of the compulsory rotating internship shall be extended by the 2 months, and the student shall be re-evaluated if again found unsatisfactory or is unable to secure 50 marks. He or she shall be given one more chance after another 2 months, and if he or she is still found unsatisfactory due to any reasons, and the intern has to re-register afresh for internship program for the entire 12 months period, including the registration with the state or the union territory veterinary council. सिंपली जो भी कैंडिडेट्स इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम के लिए enrolled हैं, if they are unable to fulfill all the requirements of the internship program of the 12-month period, then they will be given extension of the 2 months where they can convert their unsatisfactory status to the satisfactory one. Basically, this 2-month extension is the first warning, and after that, if that particular student is unable to convert his or her unsatisfactory status to the satisfactory one, he or she shall be provided with more 2 months of the extension, which is the last warning. After all this, if that particular candidate is unable to convert his or her unsatisfactory status to the satisfactory one, then that particular candidate have to re-register as a fresh intern for the internship program for the entire new 12 calendar months, including the registration with the state or the union territory veterinary council. Moving on, the internship allowance shall be paid only for the 12 calendar months, and no internship allowance shall be paid for the period of the absence or the unsatisfactory period or extended period or the re-registration period. Basically, जो भी interns internship program के लिए enrolled हैं, they will get allowances for the internship only for the period of the 12 calendar months, as well as they will not get any kind of payment for the period of absence, unsatisfactory period or the extended period or the re-registration period. Moving on, the compulsory rotating internship shall be in the following areas, namely posting in the veterinary clinical complex for the clinical training covering veterinary medicine, surgery, radiology, gynecology and obstetrics, clinical emergencies, indoor ward care, lab diagnosis, ambulatory हॉस्पिटल मैनेजमेंट एंड रिकॉर्ड कीपिंग एक्सेट्रा. सो अब हम लोग बात करेंगे अबाउट दिस कंपल्सरी रोटेटिंग इंटर्नशिप कि भाई ये होती क्या है. ठीक है, व्हाट आर द एरियाज दैट यू विल गेट पोस्टेड फॉर. ठीक है, सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू विल गेट पोस्टेड इन द वेटनरी क्लिनिकल कॉम्प्लेक्स just to improve your skills in the clinical training covering veterinary medicine, surgery, radiology, gynecology, obstetrics, clinical emergencies, indoor ward care, lab diagnosis, ambulatory, hospital management, record keeping, etc. After that, you will be posted at the veterinary clinical complex of the veterinary college of the other state in India with the provision of the free accommodation. Basically, कंपल्सरी रोटेटिंग इंटर्नशिप में एक ये भी क्राइटेरिया होता है कि जो भी इंटर्न्स हैं दे शैल बी पोस्टेड एट वेटनरी क्लिनिकल कॉम्प्लेक्स ऑफ द डिफरेंट वेटनरी कॉलेज ऑफ द other state in the India, where they will also provided with the rent-free accommodation. Moving on, under the compulsory rotating internship, they shall be posted in any 4 of zoo or wildlife center or national park, meat plant or abattoirs, milk plant, poultry farms, field hospital, animal welfare organization, vaccine institute, renowned veterinary corps, pharmaceutical, feed industry for hands-on training in each establishment. Basically, कंपल्सरी रोटेटिंग इंटर्नशिप में एक ये भी क्राइटेरिया होता है कि जस्ट टू इम्प्रूव द स्किल्स ऑफ द इंटर्न दे हैव टू बी पोस्टेड एट डिफरेंट जूज, वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंटर, नेशनल पार्क, मीट प्लांट और अबर्टॉयर्स, मिल्क प्लांट, पोल्ट्री फार्म, वैक्सीन इंस्टीट्यूट, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा. After that, the entrepreneurial training, management covering farm routines of the cattle and the buffalo farms, piggery or rabbitry, sheep and goat farms and equine or the camel unit, etc. Poultry production and management covering the layer and the broiler production, hatchery and the chick management, and learning farm practices like record keeping and other related activities are also included in the compulsory rotating internship program. सिंपली जो भी इंटर्न्स इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम में एनरोल्ड हैं अंडर द कंपल्सरी रोटेटिंग इंटर्नशिप दे विल आल्सो गेट द एंटरप्रेन्योरल ट्रेनिंग मैनेजमेंट कवरिंग farm routines of the cattle, buffalo farms, piggery or the rabbitry, sheep, goat farms, equine, camel unit, poultry production management covering layer production, broiler production, chick management and other record keeping activities and other related activities just in order to improve their skills. Moving on, each intern shall submit a project report on the completion of the entrepreneurial training, and this training is aimed at developing entrepreneurial skills for the self-employment, and the university or the college shall provide interest-free loans, technical support and infrastructure for these activities. Inputs, day-to-day work and financial accounting shall be undertaken by the students. Basically, जो भी interns internship program में enrolled होते हैं under the कंपल्सरी रोटेटिंग प्रोग्राम दे विल गेट द एंटरप्रेन्योरल ट्रेनिंग. ठीक है, अब उस एंटरप्रेन्योरल ट्रेनिंग के कंप्लीशन के बाद सभी इंटर्न्स को एक प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट सबमिट करनी होती है एमिंग एट डेवलपिंग ऑफ द एंटरप्रेन्योरल स्किल फॉर द सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट. ठीक है, इसके रिस्पेक्ट में यूनिवर्सिटी और कॉलेज उन पर्टिकुलर इंटर्न्स को इंटरेस्ट फ्री लोन भी प्रोवाइड करती है, टेक्निकल सपोर्ट भी प्रोवाइड करती है, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर भी प्रोवाइड करती है एंड इनपुट्स डे टू डे वर्क एंड फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटिंग शैल बी अंडरटेकन बाय दोज इंटर्न्स ओनली. ठीक है, after that the profits if any shall be kept by the students provided in case of the loss the dean of the college through the entrepreneurial committee consisting of the 4 faculty members may evaluate the reasons of the such loss and provide compensation in case it is found that the loss has been inadvertent. बेसिकली जो भी इंटर्न्स एंटरप्रेन्योरल स्किल के बेसिस पे अगर कोई प्रोजेक्ट पे काम करते हैं एंड अगर उस प्रोजेक्ट से उन्हें कोई फायदा होता है, प्रॉफिट होता है, देन दे कैन कीप with themselves, and in the case of the loss the dean of the college and the entrepreneurial committee जिसमें 4 faculty members होते हैं they will evaluate the reasons for the such loss and अगर कोई loss अनजाने में हुआ है then they will also provide the compensation to that particular interns. Moving on, the in charge or the nominee of each posting shall regulate the training of such interns and submit the evaluation report of each intern out of 20 marks which shall be accounted at the time of the final evaluation. The remaining days shall be utilized for the final assessment of the interns as prescribed in these regulations with the objective of having achieved following core competency, namely the restraint of the cow, sheep, horse, dog and the pig, haltering, snaring, muzzling, tail switching, bandaging of the horse for exercise and stable bandaging, the animal identification, dentition and the aging of the animals. Basically, जो भी इंचार्ज और नॉमिनी होंगे ऑफ ईच पोस्टिंग दे विल monitor the interns and will also evaluate them out of 20 marks and these marks will be accounted at the time of the final evaluation. After that, for the remaining of the days, the intern shall be monitored on the basis of the assessment like restraint of the cow, sheep, horse, dog, pig, haltering, snaring, muzzling, tail switching, bandaging of horse for exercise and stable bandaging, animal identification, dentition and the aging of the animals. The interns will also get evaluated for all such points like housing, layout or requirements of the livestock and poultry, computation of the ration of the livestock of different breeds and the age groups in health and the disease, fodder management and interpretation of the feed quality and evaluation, physical evaluation of the livestock, health parameters, auscultation, percussion, recording of the temperature, pulse, heart rate, respiration rate, etc., recording and interpretation of the cardiovascular response, testing of the milk and milk products for the quality clean milk production, carcass quality evaluation, ante-mortem and post-mortem examination, specific diagnostic test for the zoonotic disease, sample collection, handling and dispatch of the biological materials for the laboratory examination. After that, the staining techniques for the routine clinical pathological examination relating post-mortem lesions to the major livestock disease, hematological evaluation like total leukocyte count, differential leukocyte count, hemoglobin, packed cell volume, erythrocyte sedimentation rate, etc. and the interpretation test and their interpretation for hemoprotozoan disease, body fluid collection, examination and interpretation as an aid to the diagnosis, urine evaluation and procedures and interpretation and indicators for the diagnosis of the disease, fecal examination and procedures including interpretation, Moving on, the examinations of the skin scrapings and interpretation of the blood chemistry profile in the disease, deworming procedures and those of the different species of animals or the birds, managing an outbreak of the infectious or contagious disease, approach to the diagnosis of a given disease condition. They will also get evaluated for the pre-aesthetic administration and induction, maintenance of the general anesthesia and dealing with the anesthetic emergencies, local anesthetic administration, nerve block site, functional application, suture material, suture pattern and tying knots, common surgical procedures including dehorning, docking, caesarean section, ovariohysterectomy, castration, rheumatommy, application of the plaster Castro splint for fracture immobilization and other bandaging procedure in large and the small animals. After that, the soundness in the horse, the rectal examination like palpation of the pelvic or the abdominal organs in the horse, cattle or buffaloes, detection of the estrus, artificial insemination, pregnancy diagnosis, management of the vaginal or the uterine prolapse and the dystocia, andrological examination of the bull, handling, preservation and evaluation of the semen, vaccination procedures, vaccination schedules and the vaccine types for the different disease, handling of the radiograph, interpretation of the given radiograph of large and small animals. They will also get evaluated for the client management, managing a clinical practice, ambulatory when transporting a sick animal, requirement, etc., dosage regimens of the important drugs, drug administration techniques in the different species of the animals like oral, parenteral, rectal, intraperitoneal and intrauterine, identification of the major livestock or poultry breeds, measuring climatic parameters and their interpretation, communication technology tools. So these are also the criteria for judging or evaluating the intern during the period of the final assessment. Moving on, the details of day-to-day work posting and duration needs to be worked out by the veterinary institution as per its needs and infrastructure facilities, and the activities of the intern shall be regulated by an associate professor posted in the veterinary clinical complex and assistant professor of the livestock farm complex. सिंपली जो भी इंटर्न्स इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम के लिए इनरोल्ड हैं दे विल गेट नोटिफाइड अबाउट द डिटेल्स ऑफ डे टू डे वर्क पोस्टिंग एंड द ड्यूरेशन नीड्स टू बी वर्कड बाय द डिफरेंट प्रोफेसर्स एसोसिएटेड विद द वेटनरी क्लिनिकल कॉम्प्लेक्स एंड द लाइवस्टॉक फार्म कॉम्प्लेक्स. Moving on, we will discuss about the interns functions, responsibilities and the duties. So first responsibility, function and the duties is participation with the clinical faculty in the hospital practice. The next one is to share the emergency and night duties on rotation in large and small animal hospital, including the Sundays and the holidays. Next one is the participation with the staff of the place of the posting in the veterinary practice, production or technology. Next one is hand-on diagnostic and treatment procedure for hospitalized cases under the supervision of the attending veterinarian. The next one is to administer primary care to the emergency cases and participate in service such as anesthesia, radiology, ultrasonography, endoscopy, laboratory and diagnostic procedures, medicine, gynecology and surgery rounds are held periodically, allowing the interns to present cases and participate in topic discussion. After that, the training shall be supplemented by the fortnightly sessions of the clinical conference, farm operation, data analysis, preparation of the feasibility reports, project reports, campings or discussion in the clinical training, farm training and technology. Basically, during the internship program, the interns will also get associated or supplemented by the fortnightly sessions of the different clinical conferences, farm operation, data analysis, project reports, etc., etc. After that, the intern shall maintain a logbook of day-to-day work which shall be verified and certified by the supervisor under whom he or she works, and in addition the interns shall prepare a brief project report on the basis of his or her case study or the case analysis, survey reports, etc., and shall be based on his or her own study during the internship, and such reports be supervised by more than one teacher if required, and the intern shall present such reports in seminar organized for the purpose. Simply, during the internship program, the interns have to maintain the logbook of day-to-day work which shall be verified and certified by the supervisor under whom he or she works, as well as they have to prepare a brief project on the basis of his or her case study, case analysis or survey reports, and which shall be presented in a seminar organized for the same purpose. After that, the assessment of each intern shall be based upon the evaluation of logbook or project report, his or her performance report from all the minimum prescribed training postings, entrepreneurial output, clinical case reports and their presentation, viva and comprehensive examination in core competence in veterinary skills through a written test by evaluation committee comprising of the faculty representing the concerned departments appointed by the dean for this purpose, and the distribution of the marks shall various components of assessment shall be as under, namely logbook or the project report, which will consist of the 10 marks, performance in different posting, which will consist of 20 marks, entrepreneurial output, which will also consist of 20 marks, case reports of presentation, which will consist of 10 marks, written test, which will consist of 30 marks, viva, which will consist of 10 marks, which will sum up to the total of 100 marks. सिंपली जो भी इंटर्न्स इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम के लिए एनरोल्ड होंगे दे विल बी इवेल्युएटेड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ डिफरेंट क्राइटेरिया. Like if they are having good logbook or the project report, they will be awarded with the 10 marks. Performance in the different postings will give them 20 marks. Entrepreneurial output will also award them 20 marks. Case reports or the presentation will consist of 10 marks. Written test and viva will consist of 30 marks and 10 marks respectively, which will constitute total of the 100 marks. After that, the minimum pass marks in the internship assessment shall be 50 out of 100. After the successful completion of the internship, the dean shall then issue the certificate of the satisfactory completion of the internship training as prescribed by the Veterinary Council of the India. After that, a candidate shall become eligible for registration with the state or the Union Territory Veterinary Council only on the award of the BVSc and AH degree or the production of the provisional degree certificate by the university. Simply, the minimum passing marks for the internship assessment is 50 out of 100. ठीक है? After that, जो भी इंटर्न्स इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम में एनरोल्ड थे, आफ्टर द सक्सेसफुल कंप्लीशन ऑफ द इंटर्नशिप, द डीन ऑफ द कॉलेज विल इशू द सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ द satisfactory completion of the internship training program prescribed by the VCI, that is Veterinary Council of India. मूविंग ऑन, सिंपली जो भी कैंडिडेट्स और स्टूडेंट्स अपने आप को स्टेट और यूनियन टेरिटरी वेटनरी काउंसिल में रजिस्टर कराना चाहते हैं, दे विल बिकम एलिजिबल फॉर द सेम आफ्टर द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ द BVSc and AH अंडर ग्रेजुएट डिग्री और द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ द प्रोविजनल डिग्री सर्टिफिकेट प्रोवाइडेड बाय द यूनिवर्सिटी. So this was about the compulsory 1-year internship program under the Bachelor of Veterinary Science and Animal Husbandry undergraduate program. I hope this is quite clear to all of you, including all the details as well. At last, I would like to add that this is the standard criteria or the procedure for the internship program under BVSc and AH according to the MSVE, that is Minimum Standard of the Veterinary Education 2016. So that's all for this video. We will meet very soon in the next one.